like a lump of potato into my tea, but I didn't. So, cheers, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I said to think about what day is it? Happy Thursday. Happy almost weekend. Cheers to y'all. Honestly, I already had a tattoo today, so like the worst part of my day is over. And also when he was doing my tattoo, which is on my leg, this person also touched up the tattoo that's on my like abdomen. Oh my god, it was unpleasant. So anyway, that's all over now. So now I just get to do some cooking, and honestly, that's like kind of one of my favorite things to do. So I don't mind it, you know. All right. No, it's not on my Instagram yet. I'm not actually sure if I'll put this one on my Instagram. I don't know. And I don't need to put every tattoo on my Instagram. This one kind of like came up quickly, so I didn't really have a chance to plan it, and so I don't know, I just kind of made a bit of a split decision. Anyway, I just decided to get it because I was like, I want it. And so yeah, so I guess I didn't really take many pictures of the process. A mole. Ooh, no. Ah. Just gonna wash that beak off my hand. Oh yeah, did I mention that I'm not actually a huge fan of beef? The smell of it cooking bothers me. Ooh, meerkat! I love it! It's so cute! Okay, let's keep going with our potatoes. Can you see? Oh yeah, you can see my beef in the pan. A cow? No! Roll for need. Phoenix is on the right continent, I think. Ooh, I would get a bat tattoo, but I have not gotten a bat tattoo. Phoenix is on the right continent, which is about right. Like when they're saying fennec fox and meerkat, like I believe that's about the right continent. But yeah, unfortunately, a cow is not the right continent. I believe we're talking about like southern Africa, like sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, let's give this beef a little, start breaking it up a little bit. Cool. Potatoes. Let's continue with the potatoes. An otter. Elephants was closer. Otters, no. Your otters that's our continent again. Wrong continent, Mr. Roll for Need. Oh my gosh, but you're right. I totally would get an otter tattoo. Otters are giraffe. Ooh, okay, lion is super close. Lion and tiger. You're just like kissing it. You're right up there. You're just like making out with it. You're just like grinding against it on the dance floor. Will you guys go home? I don't know. We'll see. That's where you are. You're so close. I probably should just tell you, right? Maybe? I don't know. Peeling potatoes. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I want some tea. I want some tea when I'm done this potato. Oh, oh my gosh. I love all these guesses. You're so close. Although I love a servile. I love a civet. Ooh, although I'm like, do I know what one of those is? When you said tiger or lion, you were closer. And no, it is not a panther. Ha! You got it. It's a cheetah. It's a motherfucking cheetah. Or like a panther? I guess like a speckled panther? I don't know, guys. I don't even know what it is. How horrible is that? What was a cheetah? Alright. Alright, beef is slowly cooking. Potatoes are slowly peeling. Yeah! Oh, what's up, Chisel? My dude, Chisel, it's been so long. What's up, my dude? Welcome. I've been working so much lately, so yeah, I was able to stream yesterday, and then here I am streaming again. So thank you so much for joining me, my dude. Well done, Roll for Need. Cheers to you, my dude. You guessed. I mean, like, you guys got there eventually. I mean, like, you guys were gonna go through like every animal in the kingdom. So good job. Yeah, I feel bad, Chisel, because I'm like, I still want to do this, and I still like enjoy doing it, but I've just been so busy that I wasn't able to. So I just was like, nah. Chris, you will get your time. Your time will come where you will be able to do what you want, which is streaming. So here I am. Anyway, I feel like I wouldn't just like disappear because I feel bad because this is something I really enjoy. So welcome, y'all. If you're here and you're new, I'm Chris. Welcome to Cooking with Chris. Welcome to my kitchen. Exactly. Life is important. And I would say the same for all of you. Your life is important. So just like, you do you. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to join me. In my kitchen, I've never made shepherd's pie before. So this is kind of an adventure, even though it's like, you know, basic classic cooking. All right. Beef is slowly becoming more cooked. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of brown this and get it all cooked through, and then we're going to do that with all of our beef until it's all done, and then we're going to cook our veg, and then we're going to put it all back together and kind of stew it for a bit so it gets all like delicious and fall aparty. Fall aparty, is that a word? Let me see. I'm like, can I get it any more over? Ah. Oh, there you go. Now you can see a little bit more of it. So yeah, we're going to do this, and then once it's ready, we're going to kind of just let it cool down, and then we're going to then move on to our mac and cheese. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff tonight. This is something that, like, it's funny. It's fun to be doing this because, like I've just said, I've never made shepherd's pie before, I don't think. So I had to find a recipe to do this. So it's fun to be making shepherd's pie, which is something I've never made, in addition to making mac and cheese, which is something that, like, I've made so many times. Yeah, right? So last night on my stream, I made both muffins, and then I made cookie dough, which then, like, after the stream, I ended up baking, and so I ended up making 24 muffins, as well as 4 dozen cookies. So it was a lot. So it's a lot of food. All right, let's give this another little stir. I'd say this is getting close to done. Going to give that a little bit more. There's still like just a tiny bit of part that needs to cook, so we'll just let that go, and then we'll keep going and add our next little bit of beef. All right. Just got a couple potatoes left. Yeah, it's a lot. Luckily, the muffins, I made 2 kinds of muffins. So I made like a banana oat chocolate muffin, and then I also made a banana blueberry muffin. And I feel like it's like, at least, you know, they're like fairly healthy because of the oats. The cookies were like, I mean, they're cookies, right? Like, those are just for fun. But yeah, at least the muffins that I made, I feel like you could eat them for breakfast, and like it would not be the worst breakfast. Or like as a snack or something, right? So. Alright, so I'm pretty sure my buff is going to be done, so let's just put this aside here, and I'm gonna need I need a bowl for my buff. Okay, 1 second. Let's just give this a little stir. Make sure it's all nice and cooked through. It's like pretty close to it. Okay, and then we're just gonna transfer bowls, y'all. So, yeah, so we're just gonna, once this is all cooked, we're gonna take it out of the pan. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Yeah, that's like the classic. As soon as anyone says potatoes, it's like, what does that make you think? Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew? Potatoes. That's what it, yeah. That's the way. That's how you say it. Okay, so we're just gonna take this beef out of the pan. This bit is all cooked. Try to get most of it out. Great. Now let's get our next pack o' buff in there. Woo! Careful, it's hot. All right, there we go. Now let's just start chopping that up. Okay. Great. So let's just let that go, and then now let's just do our last couple potatoes. So let's get that book over there. Let's just do our last 2 potatoes. Thank you. Yeah, I thought, we got our like beautiful little flowers here, got our, got like everything on the go, so not the worst thing in the world, right? I feel like this camera, I keep knocking it or something. Anyway. Okay, so there's those. Where did my peeler go? There it is. All right, y'all. Yeah, I just feel like, in the kitchen, you should be having fun, right? And so, like, what's not fun about a disco leg? All right. I had to check. So originally I was planning on doing 2 containers of shepherd's pie and 2 containers of mac and cheese, and I actually checked my freezer, luckily, ahead of time to see what its capabilities were, and I realized that my freezer was not big enough to take 2 and 2, so. Ah, there you go. You're right, Phoenix. 100%. I've never worked in a kitchen, well, like a commercial, like a restaurant. I've worked in like other like fast food kind of food service, which is not really the same. But yeah, man, hectic. Oh my gosh, the kitchen when I used to work at Tim Hortons, like when you used to make like sandwiches and stuff, talk about hectic. And it would get so hot back there and just so stressful. You'd just be like literally working your ass off. And like the time would just fly by because you'd just be like working so hard. All right. Perfect. So there's our last potato. There's our potato peels. Get that out of there because we're just going to take that, put that in our green bin. All right, and now our second round of buff is starting to cook. So let's just going to move that around a bit and kind of just see if I can break it up a bit. Okay. Good. Slow getting it. Okay, so we're gonna get our pot here, and we're gonna start. I think we're gonna start seeing if we can cook our potatoes. Let's just get this in here. So yeah, what we're gonna see if we can do is start cooking our potatoes. Because really all this stuff it can kind of cool because we're gonna be freezing it. So might as well just cook it and then kind of get it all to go, right? So just fill in my pot. I'm using like my big pot, like my big stock pot, because face it, we have quite a few potatoes here. Cooking the buff. Not looking too bad, huh? Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna put this over onto the burner, and then I'm just gonna rinse these potatoes before I put them in the water. So I'm just gonna give them a little bit of rinse. And then into the basa they go. Whoops. Nice. Good job, roll for need. You're welcome for the reminder. Oh, I definitely should have cut these. Damn it, I'm dumb. Alright, got to pull those back out. Just a little chop, but that's fine. Beef slowly cooking, which is good. Or not, not slowly, but definitely cooking, which is great. Perfect. Okay, so let's just... Just giving these a chop, just because they'll cook quite a bit faster than putting them in there whole. Yeah, no. I don't know what I was thinking. Aw, really, Chisel? I mean, I guess it's not a super common thing, but anyway, you can always buy yourself flowers, just like I did. That's what I did with these, because I don't know, I like flowers, and sometimes people will not buy you flowers as often as you want them, so sometimes you just gotta buy them for yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's like life motto, just buy yourself the flowers, you know? I dare say my beef is nearly done. That's fair. You can also wait for that special someone to sweep you off your feet and buy you flowers. That too. That's allowed. Alright, stir the beef. I think this is almost done. So as soon as I'm done my potatoes, we're going to take the buff off this pan and start with our final round of buff. Perfect. Now, potato. I think I just have a couple potatoes left. No, you can just like compensate me in other ways. Biddies. Just kidding. I'm not saying you have to send me flowers, man. I don't know. Should I, y'all? Do you think I should give Roll for Need my address? We'll do a poll. Who thinks I should give Roll for Need my address? Man, remember the time you doxed yourself, Roll for Need? That was funny. I don't even remember if I took down your address. You're lucky. All right, 2 more potatoes. To avoid doing this, just chop them before you put them in the water. Alright, so buff is definitely done, so let's pull our little bowl out here. Alright, last little bit. So this is just a little wee bit of ground beef. So here we go. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'll do. I'll just pay for a P.O. box, like, away from my house. You know, Chisel, that's allowed, honestly. Just don't brag about it to anybody, and then that's allowed. But yeah, you can send yourself flowers. And then be all surprised and be like, oh, who knew? My favorite type. Alright. Our last bit of both. Perfect. Okay, guys. Back to the recipe. I just want to look at something because I'm like, it doesn't tell me to take any of the fat out of the pan. And I'm like, Yeah, it doesn't say anything. Alright, well, okay, so I'm gonna keep an eye on this. Oh my god, it's gonna cook in no time. Okay, so let's get our onion. I'm just gonna pulse it, and in my food processor over here, I'm just gonna mute you guys so I don't totally blast your earbuds out. So 1 second. There she is. Okay, so yeah, this beef is gonna be done in like no time. And then we're gonna start with our onion. So I'm gonna put my onion in first and let it kind of start to cook down. And then once it's cooked down a little bit, then we'll add our carrot to it as well. Okay, and then let me just see what else it says. So I know we're gonna add the onion. And it says to add the onion and the carrot at the same time, but that's fine. But we're gonna cook that, and we're gonna add some garlic, some flour, and some tomato puree. Awesome. Okay. Hoist that. So let's see how I think our beef is almost done. Gonna let that go. Make sure it's all good and delicious, you know? Alright, cheers guys. Thank you for joining me. Happy Thursday. I mean, you've nearly almost made it to the weekend now, because you just have 1 day left, Friday, and then it's the weekend. Oh. Look at that. Alright. So, get our beef already there. I don't know if you guys, can you guys hear a beeping? I don't know if you guys can hear a beeping in the background, but someone in my building, their alarm or their fire smoke alarm is going off. They're like super sensitive in our building. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Ugh, Wednesday to Tuesday. So does that mean then that Wednesday to Tuesday? What? Wait, does that mean you go to school 7 days a week? What? Anyway, I'm like, wait, you don't get a weekend then. Oh, there he goes. Well done. Well done, Roll for Need. Doxing himself yet again. Yes, just like he threatened to do. Yes. Cheers, y'all. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Chisel. Just, oh my gosh, I was gonna say just Phoenix. Phoenix. Roll for need. AK, I think you were there. Anyway, cheers, guys. Ugh, my nose is running. I feel it's like maybe like a little tiny bit of allergies, but whew, not like full allergies. Alright. She looking good. So let's get this buff out of here. And then we're going to put our onion in here. And make it all delicious. And then we're going to add everything all back. This recipe originally does ask for a bit of red wine, which I'm not going to add because this is going to be consumed by children. But yeah, you could, if you were making this and you wanted to like really add that like depth of flavor, you do you. If you want to add some red wine to your cottage pie, you do that. Alright, so let's just get that out of the way. And then we're going to add just a little bit more olive oil, just to make sure that we got, stay everything up in there. Whoop. Just to make sure we got enough. There we go. Okay, great. So now let's get our onion in there. Get our blade out. Where's my, got my little spatula. Oh, I see. Interesting. Oh, so your classes are Tuesday and Wednesday. I was like, wait, what? Like, oh my god, dude, like, does that mean your schedule runs like Wednesday or Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Tuesday? I know as a student though, it is true that like you don't ever really, as a student you feel like, or I remember feeling like you just don't ever really get weekends because like, you just like never get the time, right? Like it's like, or like you feel guilty because you're like, I should be studying or I should be doing this. So like, you really never get like, it's not like you get like 2 days where you just like don't have to worry about stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna put this back on there because we're gonna use that for our carrots. Now let's just spread that around. So yeah, I just want to cook this just a little bit and then we'll add our carrots to it. Oh yeah. Okay, so get some salt. Whoops. Oh, I see. Interesting. I see how it is. So that's how, so your week does kind of work that way. Well, that's fun. I guess it's kind of not totally different from like your week starting on a Monday and then homework being due Sunday night. I guess it's not like horribly different from that, which like, you know, don't get me wrong, not like that's like super fun either. Alright. Great, so let's just let our onion cook a little bit. And now I'm gonna get a bit of garlic. I'm just gonna crush it right now, and then eventually I'm gonna use this guy to really blend it because I want it to be findable in our sauce. Infindable, is that a word? I don't know, guys. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oof, that is a wet cutting board. All right, let's just get a. Yeah, exactly. You're right. It's like 7 days. It's just like a different 7. All right. Oh, got pieces of potato all over the floor. Yeah, I feel like those are fighting words, roll for need. I feel like you really just want Al to see that you said that, so he'll fight you. Oh, you're just lucky he's far away, and I'm pretty sure he'd need a visa to come and get you. And vice versa, actually. I was like, you might actually need a visa around there as well. Hehehe. Alright. Getting our garlic ready. Oh, yes. So yeah, the only like downside of this is I'm not gonna know if like how any of this tastes until I find out from our friends, because like I don't eat meat, so I really don't want to taste this. Like, not my thing. So yeah, that's like the one downside of this, is that like I really hope that I get like the flavor right. Awesome, yes. The onion getting nice and soft. Kind of like deglazing the pan a little bit, which I like. I actually like it. Let's get a spatula here, because there's actually, let's just give that pan a little scrape, because there's definitely stuff on that pan that you're going to want. Okay, garlic. I feel like I could do even more than that. Like, this is going to be quite a bit of food, so let's do just a little bit. Yeah, the cottage pie, so it's for friends of ours. Some friends of ours, unfortunately, a family, one of the members of their family, they have some kids, but one of the members of their family is having some health issues, which, as you can imagine, for family, just kind of like kills your time. So yeah, so they, the mom is like, in the family is like, usually, she's like super like, no, we're good, like, we got it, and like super like, just like super mom. But she was like, no, like, we're finally gonna, if you want to give us food or like dinner or whatever, like, do it. Yeah, and I mean, well, my thing is I really like to cook, so like I'm like, I don't know, like, this is kind of fun for me, and like it's something very tangible that like I'm trying to make food that's like wholesome, like I know that cottage pie is not maybe the healthiest thing, but it is like it's whole ingredients, it's like we're talking about beef and vegetables and seasoning and potatoes, right? So it's like, yeah, so they're really nice people, and they really deserve just like an easy time right now, and so this is like really the least I can do. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it is, right? Like, it's like, and especially like something like this, like, what's gone into it, and I think they'll be able to taste like the whole, that they'll be able to tell that it's homemade. You'll be able to taste that it's like someone has put effort into this. This didn't just come from like the freezer section or something, right? Which will totally be fine. But I also think, this is a good way to do it too. Okay, great. So that's cooking nicely. So I'm going to get carrots into there. Whoops. I always forget. How do I do this? Perfect. Get our carrots. All right. Yes, it's totally like a comfort food. And I think mac and cheese is too. I always think, like, of course, mac and cheese is. I always think of mac and cheese as a comfort food. It's so good. Yes, and that's the thing. It's all like, we're all talking about like real whole stuff here. It wasn't made in a factory, so I think it's like probably pretty tasty. I hope. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna be pulverizing some carrots, so BRB. The onions smell really good. So now I'm gonna add, there's my, whoops. There's my pulverized carrots. So we're gonna add those. I feel like that's a lot, but, oh god, I feel like it's gonna be like half carrot. Oh well. It said 3 carrots. Like, man, if I'd added the celery to this too, this would have been like a lot. Alright. Perfect. Okay, and then I will be using this one last time, so let's not get it too far away. We can use this for our garlic. Okay, put that in there. Nice. Okay, and then let's just give that a little pulperoony doony. I feel like that's what Australians would say. I don't know what that was. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I kind of thought the kids would see the celery and they'd be like, Whereas like carrots, sure. I'm actually gonna put some peas in this later, but I'm gonna put them in at the very end. That's how funny. You're like, you guys are all like, celery's overrated. Agreed. Celery. I agree. I feel like it adds like a nice like bulk to it. Be right. Like it would be cooked down, so you wouldn't really be tasting the celery. Crunchy water. It's good for you though, because it means you're eating water. Ooh, yeah, we're chewy water. Roll for need. We are chewy water. You're getting it. You're getting it twisted. Celery is crunchy water, but we are chewy water. All right, so we're just gonna cook this down. Oh yeah. And let me just see. I think this is the point. Stringy get in your teeth. That is true. It will do that. I'm gonna add some of the thyme now, just because I kind of want to like cook it into this and get it like kind of delicious, you know? There we go. And then I'll add the bay leaf a bit later. Alright, so in this pan so far we have our onion, we have our carrot, we have our, I guess that's pretty much it. And we're kind of cooking this in like the remnants of what was left from the beef. So like, you know, I'm sure that's giving it some flavor. Oh, I put a bit of salt. Yeah, and then just now I just added just a little bit of thyme, you know, just to kind of like cook it in just a little bit. But honestly, yeah, like this kind of reminds me a little bit of when I made empanadas. Like it's definitely just like, you know, just kind of like a seasoned meat with like some vegetable for like flavor as well as like a bit of fiber and a bit of moisture too. Nice. Okay. I'd say like is lettuce not worse than celery? I feel like lettuce is worse than celery in terms of like nutrients. Like it's not like iceberg lettuce like worse. Where's the hate for iceberg lettuce, y'all? Where is it? Yeah, that's true. You don't really add like celery to like a burger or something, but like lettuce on a burger or a sandwich is like very good. Okay, so we're just gonna let that go for like a hot sec. Let's see, how are potatoes doing? Oh, they're slowly getting there. The only issue with this eventually is gonna be running out of space on the stove. That's fair. And like romaine actually is like I remember reading a thing that was talking about like the nutrition quality of like various lettuces, and apparently romaine is actually like one of the healthier lettuces because it's darker. I think butter lettuce is actually not like, I mean, who cares? It's lettuce. It's not like you're getting nutrition from lettuce. But yeah, I think romaine is one of the most nutritious. Iceberg is the least nutritious. I think butter lettuce was towards the bottom. My favorite is romaine. I really like how crunchy it is. I do like, honestly, on like a burger though, like I like some iceberg lettuce. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna add some garlic to this. So I got my pulverized garlic that I did in the food processor. I'm definitely have to wash some stuff after this, so that might be a little bit of a delay in proceedings while I wash some things. I don't know. I mean, like anytime you're eating lettuce, it's like it's definitely like a texture thing, and then it's also just like good to get some like roughage and like right, like get some fiber, just add some greens. There's our garlic going in. So that's like a decent little amount of garlic, but of course it's gonna get cooked down, so it's fine. just give this a little stir. Get the garlic all in there. Oh, it smells so good. It's just like the onions and the garlic and like, oh, a little bit of thyme, you know? Okay, great. So let's get our flour, because I believe that's one of our next little things. So we're going to add some, yeah, romaine. Romaine's like definitely my favorite lettuce or spinach green. Okay, so we're going to add some of our tomato paste here, just a little tablespoon of it. So let's, where's my can opener? Oh. There it is. Okay, pull that bad boy open. What was it I just was gonna, oh yeah, I need flour as well. I need 3 tablespoons of flour. There's my flour. Just gonna give this a little bit of a stir. Make sure that garlic is, you know, cooking down nice and evenly. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, let's get our flour. Just get a little container here. So there's 1. Look at that perfect little thing of flour. Let's see if we can do that again. Oh, darn. 2. Oh, that would have done if it hadn't hit the other one. So 3. I'm going to keep this because I'll need it for my mac and cheese. Okay. So I think we're just going to add the flour right to that. Is that right? Yeah, perfect. So we're going to add our flour to this, and we're just going to let it cook for a little bit just to really kind of open up our flour and, you know, kind of, it'll help thicken up our, we're eventually going to add some beef broth to this, so it'll help kind of thicken it up a little bit. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, and now we're going to add just a little bit of our tomato paste. Interesting. It's true, yeah, I've done that before where I made a wrap out of just romaine. Like you get like a really big leaf of romaine because it's like just as delicious, but like you just get this crunchy lettuce wrap and like not, you know, like none of the bad stuff, just the delicious stuff. All right, there's our little bit of tomato paste. We're gonna let this cook for just a little bit, and then we're gonna add our beef back, I believe. Nice. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we're gonna add our beef, and then we're gonna add our beef stock. That is what is next. Couple bay leaves, get those ready, and then we're gonna add some Worcestershire sauce as well. So there's our beef. So that is gonna go back in. Woo! Look at all that beef. Okay. I'm just going to kind of stir this around a little bit. I'm going to add my bay leaves to it because I might as well. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're going to turn the heat up a little bit, and then we're gonna add our another stock to this. This is, like I said, this is something that the recipe originally asked for red wine, which I'm not going to use because I'm like, I don't want red wine. Pretty sure the kids don't either. Even though it would only be like a little bit, it's not, not what we're doing here. So there we go. So let's just get this nice and mixed. The nice thing about the way I did those carrots is that like they're so small that like I don't think any kid will be able to like pick them out of this. Like they just kind of dissolve into it, which is kind of great. So it means that these kids they will not even realize that they're eating vegetables. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna add a bit more time to this. It's true. You're totally right. The alcohol, it totally cooks out. It wouldn't be an issue at all. I was just like, I don't know. It's for kids. It doesn't need to be that level. But you're 100% right that like if you add a cup of wine to something like this, the kid is not gonna. Yes, exactly. It cooks out and it just will burn off, especially given the time. Pardon me, the time that we're gonna cook this, and then also just like the volume. It's not a lot. It's fine, you know. All right. Okay, so we're just going to kind of want to bring this up to heat and hopefully kind of boil it till it thickens a bit, and it's going to kind of hopefully take some of that like connective tissue out of the beef, and it will, render it down to hopefully what is a delicious kind of like gravy sauce. It'll be kind of like thickened. That's exactly just what I was thinking. I was just like, I don't know, like it's it's for kids, it's fine. A, they won't even notice, and B, exactly. So I was like, it's fine. I remember one time when in a previous life dealing with that, like a parent who freaked out about food that had like a little bit of alcohol, like I think it was white wine in it, and it was like, or no, it was soup that had like some ale in it, and they freaked out, and it was like, calm down, like your kid is not gonna get drunk off soup that had like 2% booze in it. Not 2%, 2% beer. So then like beer is only 5%, right? Okay, we're just adding some Worcestershire. All right. That's gonna go back in the fridge. Oh my gosh, guys. Wow, it's been like an hour. Okay, so we're almost like our shepherd's pie is like getting there. We just gotta cook our potatoes, and then now we just gotta make our mac and cheese. It feels like Titanium Chef, my dude. Thank you so much for rating, my dude. Thank you so much. Ooh, sharks. I love it. The sharks have been fed. What's up? Ooh, Titanium Chef. Thank you so much for the raid. Cheers, my dude. Thank you, Titanium Chef. Talus Raven. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. Yeah, I love it. Love the raid. Welcome to my kitchen. We are making shepherd's pie right now. We're like kind of getting there. We're like getting close to done. On my oven right here is the filling. This is the beef, and then you can't see it, but like next to it on the stove are my potatoes, which are about to be boiling. I hope for my mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, they're getting there. So yeah, so we're gonna be cooking this until it kind of becomes like a delicious kind of like gravy. I kind of just want to like get it to a boil, so hopefully that will happen. I have a lid for this somewhere. Oh, there it is. Great. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a lid on it just to kind of trap the heat and help it kind of like get up to a boil. So without any further ado, I feel like this is like we're gonna do some get some stuff ready for our mac and cheese. So let's pull out. Where's my recipe? First of all. Great. So, yes, this involves a lot of butter. Love that. 1 pound. This is always the part that gets me. Yes, I think we're going to use all of this and then just some of this. That's always the part that gets me, though, is how much pasta to make, because our pasta. Yes. Thank you for following, Titanium Chef. Oh my gosh, and who else? Protogize? Oh my gosh, thank you for following, my dude. Thank you guys for following. So tonight I'm making some food. I'm making some freezer meals for some friends of ours. That's why I've never made shepherd's pie before, or cottage pie, I should say. But I have made mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is something I've made like a million times. So yeah, happy to be here, like cooking again. Thank you guys so much for the follows. I appreciate you so much. Cheers, guys. I don't have much tea left, but cheers. Welcome to my kitchen. So yeah, we're going to be making, if you want to join the Discord, in the Discord, I always put pictures of the food that I make. And we also like share memes and silly stuff like that. But if you're at all interested in that, please join our Discord. So I'm just going to start measuring some stuff out for our mac and cheese while I kind of wait for this to get up to heat. Ooh, we are bubbling. That's nice. Yeah, we're just going to kind of want to like simmer this until it just kind of like cooks, and it's going to get like all delicious and everything. So great. So I'm just going to leave that covered just a little bit just for now. Okay, so I'm going to wash. Thanks, dude. So I'm going to wash my tablespoons so I can measure out my flour. How much flour do I need again? So yeah, this is a classic mac and cheese that uses what we call a roux. So that means that we're going to add butter together with flour, and that is going to make a what's going to thicken our sauce. So we need 6 tablespoons of flour. So let's pull our flour in here. And we're just going to use this little bowl here that we just used for this. Okay, now let's get a knife. We're just going to use that to level it. Okay, there's 1. Ooh, look at that perfect little guy. 2. Ooh, look at those guys. Okay, that's 3. Ooh, oh my gosh, guys, they're actually staying together. Look at those. Let me move one. 4. How many can I actually make? 5. Oh yeah, look at this. This is fun. Thanks, Chisel. Thank you so much for joining, my dude. I hope to see you again sometime. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night. I will save you a bite, although I don't know how I will get it to you, but thank you again for joining. All right, there's our flour. We're gonna put that away because we don't need that anymore. Okay, I feel like my potatoes are boiling. Oh yeah, getting there. Let's see how this is doing. Oh yeah, we're getting nice and hot in her. Perfect. Okay, so let's just get this mac and cheese, or mac, out of the way anyway. All right. So I'm just going to give my food processor a wash. That's what we're going to use to grate all of our cheese. So let me just give that a little bit of a wash since we just used it. So yeah, we just use this to pulverize our onion and our garlic for our cottage pie. So let's just give this a little wash, and then I'm gonna kind of cheat, and we're gonna use this to grate all our cheese because we need about 6 cups of cheddar. So I don't know, that's a lot. I could do it by hand. It's honestly like not that much work, but the nice thing about using a food processor is it's just gonna give me like a perfect result. So that's what we going for. All right, so there's that. Perfect. All right, so let's just get this onto our food processor guy. Ooh, let's make sure we dry that all out so it's all like wet. Oh. All right, you know what time it is, y'all? Diet Pepsi time. Cheers. Thank you for joining me, y'all. Welcome to Cooking with Chris. Welcome to my kitchen. This show not brought to you by Diet Pepsi. Unless Diet Pepsi wants to give me some money. In which case, anyway. Alright, I just gotta rinse off my little grater boy. grater disc. Okay, now, ooh, I definitely think my potatoes are boiling. So let's just put that there. Okay, great. So now that's all ready to go. Yeah, not actually sponsored by Pepsi, but seriously, if anyone here works for Pepsi, get at me. Nice potatoes. Potatoes are boiling. Oh, so is this. Nice, look at that. All right, so this we can definitely turn the heat down on because it does not need to be boiling, but just like a nice little simmer would be good. All right. So let's just see. Hopefully that will continue to kind of simmer. Perfect. Okay, great. Just gonna leave that there. Okay, so we got that. Let me just get my cheese. Okay, so yeah, so I'm mostly gonna be using cheddar. Although, note to self, I do believe I have some parm in here somewhere. Maybe. Where are you? Parmesan? Maybe I don't have Parmesan. Haha, I guess not. That's fine. So you can put Parmesan in this if you want. I don't have any, so that's totally okay. Okay, so we got our cheese there, and we also got, I'm gonna use some mozzarella. I always like, a little bit of mozzarella is pretty good in this, so let's start with that. Let's put our cheese blocks away. Alright, so, do I have a knife here? Let's get, not that one. That's the one I want. Let's just get this into pieces so I can get it into my food processor. Will that fit? Oh, yes it will. Great. Almost like check for mold. There definitely is just a little bit. Let's just cut that last little bit off, just in case. Note to self, if you ever have mold on your cheese, you can just cut it off. As long as it's like a hard cheese like this, or like a fairly hard cheese, it's fine. Sick. Okay, so I'm gonna mute you guys while we do this so I don't totally blast your ears out. So one sec, be right back. I mean, roll for need, aren't I unstoppable? It does not. Yeah, I don't know. Could you take me? That's the problem. Us tall and lanky people, we're wily. That's the thing. People underestimate us. All right. Yeah. So that definitely my mixer there, or my food processor definitely does not like the really soft cheese. So, oh well. All right. I'm gonna take the lid off because I think this is boiling quite nicely now, and I believe we just want to reduce it. So let's just let that happen, shall we? All right, let's see. My potatoes are boiling. Perfect. Okay, so we just need just a little bit more of cheddar. So let's pull that out there. I was like, I need another bowl for my cheese. So let's just give this guy a wash. Alright. This I can use for my cheese to like roughly measure it out. So like I said, we need like about 6 cups of cheese to put into our mac and cheese. So okay, let's just take this apart here and put our cheese in our thing and see what we got. Okay. I'd say that's like 2 cups-ish. Maybe 3. Alright. Oh, it smells like beef in here, guys. Not my favorite food. Y'all didn't know. I actually don't eat beef myself. But here we are. Alright, let's get this cheddar going. Oh yeah, and then we're also going to get some cheddar that we're going to put on top of our macaroni and cheese. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do as well. So let's just give this block a little giggity cut. And then let's cut it this way. Just taste that little offcut there. Ah, thank you, Titanium Chef. Hope you had a great stream. Thank you for rating, my dude. Alright, so let's let that go, and then let's keep going with our cheese. Alright, so I'm just going to mute you guys again so I don't blast your ears out. That's so interesting. I'm curious what a Monster Hunter cook-up is. Is it exactly what it sounds like? Are you guys monster hunters and you did a cook-up? I'll have to check that out. I will have if anyone else is curious, check out Titanium Chef's channel, which I may do because I'm curious exactly what that means. Thank you, my dude, though. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great night. All the best with your cleanup. I hope it is not too arduous. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Okay. This thing's gotten all gummy. Okay, I'm just going to give my buff another little stir here. is definitely like reducing nicely. I feel like I still want to let it go for like a little bit longer, but it does look quite good. Oh, potatoes are boiling. Nice. Okay, got cheese here, y'all. Just everything's coming up Millhouse. Ooh, roast chicken. Ooh, paella one. Dango. I don't know what that is, but oh my god, paella. You got me with roast chicken and skewers and paella. That is yes. That is a whole lot of yes. Okay, this last bit of cheese I'm gonna put in here. We'll use this for our topping. I may need more than that, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, that sounds super good though. I should try making paella sometime. I would fucking. I would eat some paella. Let me just tell you guys, I would do that. I would make like a veg version of the paella, but still, I would definitely do that. That sounds delicious. Anyway, cheers, my dude. Thank you so much, Titanium Chef. It's such a cool idea. A Monster Hunter cook-up. Anyway, and that's some really cool food. So cheers, my dude. Have a good night. Definitely getting cooked down, which is great. All right. Yeah, I would say honestly, just probably a couple more minutes, and I'll be like good to go with that. So yeah. All right. So let's just get this out. I'm gonna need some butter. How much do I need? 2 tablespoons. That's about 2 tablespoons. Let's add just a tiny bit more, just to make sure it actually is 2 tablespoons. All right, and then we're just gonna put that in the microwave. Just wanted to make double sure that I didn't have any extra panko somewhere, because I typically yeah. Sometimes there has been a time where I believe I've found a second box of panko in the cupboard, and that is, all right. Okay, so this is getting there. Potatoes are boiling. Still feel a little hard, but they're getting there. All right. Yeah, we're doing pretty good here. Okay, so yeah, next thing pretty much is going to be doing our pasta. I think I'm going to need this big pot. So I'm just going to get that kind of ready. That's probably pretty good. Let's take okay, great. So, yeah, this is so close to being. I think I can pull this off. So I think that's what we all do. Pull that off. Oh dear, don't drop a knife on your foot, Chris. That's one thing I live in fear of, is like dropping knives on my we're just going to pull that out. Pull our potatoes over to the big burner, crank it, and then we're going to put this bad boy over here. Okay, and let's just cover that pot, get it boiling. Okay, so here is our beef mixture. I think looking pretty good. I think as it cools too, it's going to thicken a little bit. So we can take out our bay leaf. Perfect. And then I do want to add some peas to it. So I'm just going to add these just as they are because A, they will cool it down. And then B, once we actually start to cook this, it will, like once my friends reheat this, it will then cook the peas. So. Alright, let's just see. I'm just going to see if I can pull a potato up here and just give it a little fork test and see if they're like starting to cook. We'll see here. Oh, I think those almost might all be done. Getting there. I think so. Some of these are like definitely done, and some of them are like a little firmer. So we're so close. Okay, and so then, then we can just kind of let them. Yeah, this is good because you can see. I don't know if you can see, but this as it's cooling, it's kind of like thickening ever so slightly. Isn't that great? Okay, so we're just gonna take some peas here. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Don't want a ton, but just like enough that there's like some in it, There, I think that's actually pretty good. Just a few. Great. So put these bad boys away, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring my containers over here, and we're gonna start divvying it up into our containers. Alright. Oh, that looks so good, guys. Perfect. Okay, so let's just get our little container in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make this pretty even. So let's use this. I'm going to use just a little, this ladle is the word I'm looking for. And we're just going to do this. 1, 2, 3, whoops. 4, 5. Okay, and then we're going to do the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make sure we get a lot of the sauce here because I feel like the other one had a little bit more. There we go. 5. Let's do one more. Good one. Let's do one more. Okay, so that was an extra 2. So let's pull the other one over here and do that. This is actually a lot. I was not anticipating. I actually did not expect. I didn't think that it would make this much. Wow. Yeah, this is a lot more than I thought, y'all. Alright, and then this last bit is going to go in here. That's pretty even, I should say. Just going to grab a spatula here just to scrape out the last bit, because might as well, Perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to have to wash this guy, so I guess let's just leave that there. And then I'm just going to try to give it a little mix so that everybody knows each other. And then we're just just gonna let these bad boys cool. This one. Alright. Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty even to me. Alright. So if we have any extra potatoes, that's fine. We can always just save those, because mashed potatoes, who doesn't like mashed potatoes, right? Okay, great. So we're gonna get our potatoes out of the vasa. Need my spatula to hold them back while I get the last bit of the water. Alright. Get those all back in there. Perfect. Alright. Now I'm just gonna let those sit for a hot sec. There's our potatoes. Oh, steaming up my camera. Hey, what's up? Sotos? Mario? What's up, my dude? Thank you for joining us. How's it going, my dude? We are making... Oh my gosh, right now I'm in the midst of finishing my shepherd's pie, and then we're also in the midst of starting to make some mac and cheese. So welcome to the stream, my dude. Cheers. Okay, so yeah, so there's our potatoes. That looks good. This can go away. Okay, yes, right. I need to clean this one pan because I'm going to use it for my mac and cheese sauce. So yeah, this is the thing. This is what I'm going to use for my mac and cheese sauce. So that's what we needed. Ah, what's up? Is it Heather? No, I've never made fish. I don't eat fish, and actually I'm not a huge fan of. Is it he, her? He for her? Anyway, thanks for following, my dude. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of fish. I don't eat it. Pat eats it, but I don't. I also I find fish is one of the things that I do find like a wee bit baffling, because it's like, oh my god, like it is it's like a delicate touch, right? Like you don't want to overcook your fish. Okay, so there's that. Okay, great. So we're gonna start making our sauce. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for following, my dude. That's if any of you guys are interested, we do have a Discord as well, where if you want to see like pictures of stuff we've made or like stupid jokes, we also have it there. So we have a Discord. Haha, right there. But thank you for following, my guys. Thank you so much. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for joining me, and happy Thursday evening if that's where it is for you guys. It's Thursday for me. So yeah, we've successfully completed the bottom portion of our who is that? Oh, that's Sotos Mario. Thanks for following, my dude. Thank you. So we have finished the base of our shepherd's pie. So this is the potato that's going to be, of course, the mashed potato for the top. I'm just going to put it over here because honestly we can kind of just let that cool down. We don't have to do it right this second, so I might just let that, yeah, we're just gonna let that happen. So oh my god, I got like bowls of stuff all over the place, y'all. I had a bowl of cheese. Is that in the fridge? Oh yeah, good. I was like, man, guys, I'm just like losing track of stuff. Okay, so I have my pasta water heating, and so we're gonna also just start our sauce as well. Just gonna get some of this cutlery out of the way. So, our sauce is gonna start with some butter. I should use this. Yes, our sauce is gonna start with butter. This is like I believe I said, this is like a classic roux mac and cheese. So we're going to start with butter, and then we're going to add our flour to it. We're going to cook the flour, and then we're eventually going to build our sauce out of that. But it's going to be the flour that's really going to thicken our sauce, and it's going to, you know, like that's kind of what makes it magic. Super not hard to do, but I know there like are people who are like a little bit scared of like having to do a roux, but once you've done it, it's not hard at all. So I'm just chopping my butter into bits and just tossing it into the pan, and we're just going to melt it. And then this is our 6 tablespoons of butter that we're going to add to it. Perfect. Just getting butter all over my hands, you know. All right, let's just scrape that last little bit off because you don't want to waste any butter. And then I just have some heat on, so I'm just kind of like starting to bring that up and just like start to warm it up ever so much. Okay, and then we're just like boiling some pasta. I do also, this reminds me, while we're at it, we're gonna add some butter to those mashed potatoes for the top of our shepherd's pie, so let's just do that while we're at it. Just toss the butter in there, you know? Nice. There we go. So there's that butter. So we're gonna get that just melting in our pan, and then once it's all melted, we'll add our butter to that. Where's my pasta? There it is. I was like, let me just remind myself, how long do I have to cook my pasta for? This is always the question. I am using whole wheat pasta. The thing I like about whole wheat pasta is it just kind of has a nice chew to it. Oh, don't like 5 minutes. Why do I think it's so long? This one says 7 minutes. Is this the same pasta? Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, this one I guess they say to cook it longer now for some reason. Interesting. Anyway, so we don't want to like overcook your pasta though, because we are going to be putting it into like sauce. So you know, you definitely don't want to, and it's going to be cooked twice, right? So if you, yeah, you definitely don't need to overcook this. Great. How's our water doing? Ooh, we're so close to it boiling. Great. So our butter is almost melted. Our water is almost boiled. No, we don't want mush. So we're gonna add some salt to our water to help flavor our pasta. What's up, Al? Hey, my dude. Yeah, we don't want to, you don't want to cook your pasta. I don't like to cook my pasta to mush. I like a nice like al dente pasta. But anyway, you do want to add some salt at this point in the recipe, because this is your one opportunity to actually like season your pasta, and this is your one chance to make it like really delicious. So take that opportunity, y'all. Okay, so there's our water. Let's just dump our pasta in there. And our salt, and then we're just gonna add a bit of this because companies are silly and nobody makes 1 pound units of pasta in this country. All right, let's just give this a little stir and let that cook. Great, so our butter is melted, so let's add our flour to it. I'm just gonna stir that around, get it all integrated. The reason you do it this way is because it's really, you basically you cook the butter and the flour together into a paste, And so that way you're able to cook the flour, and then you get a nice smooth sauce. This way you won't end up with a lumpy sauce. Great. So yeah, so that's all. My flour is all integrated into my butter, and now we just want to let that sit, or just not sit, but we want to let that kind of cook a bit. So we're gonna let that happen. Let's just give our pasta a little stir. Oh, you're knocking boxes over, y'all. Perfect. Yeah, it's something to do. Yes, exactly. You don't want to add salt once the water's boiling, otherwise it will take it longer to boil. So you want to add it once it's done there. It's funny. So Owl asked if I consider myself someone who eats a lot or just on special occasions. I actually am not. I've always, it's funny because I really enjoy food. But for someone who really enjoys food, I don't have a ton of an appetite, and I've kind of always been that way. If anything, when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble because I would never eat my dinner, and my parents would be like, "What's your problem?" But I would just eat half of my dinner, and then I'd be like, "All right, I'm done," and it drove my parents absolutely crazy. Because of course, as a parent, you want to make sure your kid's growing and getting enough calories. And here I was, I would sit down and eat just just a little bit of food and be like, "Oh, I'm full now." And my parents were like, "What the heck?" Yeah, well, luckily we didn't go to buffets a lot. I think that was the other thing too, that my parents didn't want me to waste my dinner, so they were like, "You were finishing your dinner." But unfortunately, like I said, it wasn't like I just didn't want my dinner. It wasn't like I was being picky. I was just oh my god, I would remember when I tried to do the pancakes. Remember when I tried to eat 50 pancakes all? Oh my god, that was I almost exploded. That was rough. All right. Our butter and flour mixture is getting all nice and foamy, which is exactly what you want. It means the flour is cooking, which is good. Nice, so let's just let that keep going. Let's just give our pasta another stir. All right. Awesome. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So yeah, when I reached 50 followers, I decided to eat 50 of something, and so I ate 50 pancakes, or I tried to. I think I made it to 45. But around 20, I was like, "Oh my god, this is a bad idea." And then around 40, I was like, I think I stopped at 40, but then as I was waiting, I was kind of like, "No, I can do more." And so then I managed to get down 5, but that last 5 was like, oh my god. My husband consumes a lot of it, actually. Believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, pancakes are pretty delicious. Yeah, so no, believe it or not, Al, we used to give some of it to our neighbors. Unfortunately, some of our neighbors moved away, which is sad. My husband eats a lot of it. We give it to some of our friends. So this tonight, these dinners are going to friends. That's why I'm making 2 dinners. The mac and cheese and this is going to friends. So unfortunately, I don't think the chonk needs cottage pie. I don't think that is what she needs in her life, as much as she would love that, I'm sure. All right, so pasta's almost done. All right, so these bad boys out of the way. Time to move to Canada. It is true. All right, so there's our pasta is done. So let me just double check. I feel like I don't trust this. Ooh. Oh god, no. That's got to go for another minute. Okay. So we can add our milk to our sauce. So how much milk are we adding to this again? 4 cups. Ooh, whole milk. I always forget about that. No matter, y'all. Okay, so we're going to start with our first cup. And when you add this, it will, you know, like you want to kind of like stir it in and just kind of get it integrated, and then just kind of do that a bit at a time, and it'll slowly, you know, integrate into your sauce without making it like lumpy or anything. Perfect. So that was cup number 1. Cup number 2. All right, I think that's probably good now. Okay, so let's just take this over. Let's just turn the burner off. Ooh. All right, let's just see here if we could get that last little bit of pasta water out. No, but I can lose a ton of pasta. All right, that's fine. Just, you know, leave it. Oh, luckily, I managed to catch some of it in the colander, but some of it ended up in the sink. All right. Stay. Okay, so we're just gonna turn this over. Oh yeah, see how that was just the first cup of milk. See how that is thickened up. So let's add our next cup of milk. Which is cup 2. So basically right now, if you guys have ever heard of a bechamel sauce, that's basically what we're making right now, is a bechamel sauce, which is just like white sauce. But if you, once you add cheese, of course, it is a like a cheese sauce. So, all right, that was cup number 2. This is cup number 3. We're up to milk, y'all. Just kidding. I have more in the fridge. Alright, and I also have some cream. Yeah, if you live nearby, I would just feed you. I mean, honestly, if I had willing neighbors who I knew would take some of this stuff and like I wasn't bothering them, I totally would feed them. Alright, let's add our next little bit of milk. And then we're gonna add the final cup of milk. Alright, push to open. Serve. Free food. I know, right? And that was pretty much our friend's perspective. That's the thing though, is like, it has to be good free food, right? Like, at least I knew, like, our friends were always super willing to take it, and that's because it was actually, like, decent food, so, which, like, you know, I like to think that that's true of me, is that I, like, put out some decent food, you know? Alright. I'm just gonna get that last bit of cream out of the cup. Perfect. Alright. Put the milk away. Alright. Pause for drink. Cheers, guys. Thank you for joining me. Happy Thursday. Keep a little wifey in. Alright. Did somebody save potatoes? Let's pull the masher out here. Let's see if I can get it out. Oh, there it is. Great. So yeah, we're just gonna start mashing our taters. They've cooled down ever so slightly. I have a feeling we may have leftover mashed potatoes. which is not such a horrible thing, you know? Alright, well, it's pretty good. Let's just give our sauce a stir, make sure it's still... I'm gonna take some, whoops, where is it? Some sour cream and put it in. I love some sour cream and mashed potatoes. I think it makes them nice and gives them like a really nice texture. So we're gonna put some in these. Plus, like, let's face it, sour cream is basically just like fat. So like, what's not to like about that, right? I already put some butter in there too, which is good. And then I also will probably put some salt just to season them, but we will see. Make sure you get every, you know, don't want like super lumpy mashed potatoes. I feel like a little bit of texture is not the worst thing in the world, right? But definitely don't want too much in your mashed potatoes. Ooh, yes. Honestly, I feel like what is leftover mashed potato? What does that mean? Take that little, there's just like a little bit of brown potato. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Alright. I'm going to add a little bit of creme to these as well. And then let's just mix that in. Alright, let's just take a fork here. Potatoes. Yeah, gnocchi. Yeah, you guys are right. Oh, those are so good. They definitely need a bit of salt, but they taste delicious. Alright. Sauce is still kind of boiling. Alright, so yeah, these definitely just need a bit of salt. So let's help them out in that regard. And then, alright. I'm going to add a little bit more sour cream to them. Just a tiny bit more. Like they're very close to being perfect, but just a little bit. A little bit of creme. Alright, and then we'll take a taste. We'll see how we're doing salt-wise. Oh, look at those. Look at those delicious potatoes. You guys see those? See how they're kind of like sticking together a little bit? Oh, yes. Just what you want. Alright, let's get a fork here. Yeah, you can even use them for cottage pie. Oh, so much good. So good. It's getting better. Still needs more salt. Alright, let's take a look and see how that is. Give our sauce a little. Definitely sauce is getting a little thicker, a little warmer, which is good. Getting all warmed up. Alright, so let's grab like how many forks have I used? Like several so far. Alright, let's see how we're doing. Oh yeah, that's definitely gotten better. just going to put a tiny bit of dried garlic in them because, you know, who doesn't like garlic, right? Okay. Nice. Those are looking pretty good, y'all. Whew, my arms are tired. That was a lot of work. Okay, so our sauce is getting hot. Alright, so let's start adding our cheese. Let's get our potatoes out of the way here. So we're going to start adding our cheese to our sauce. So you just kind of want to put this in like batch by batch and just kind of let it melt into the sauce, let it kind of like integrate, and then just move on to the next one. Yeah, right? I definitely haven't been making as many doughs, so like I feel like I haven't been getting the gun workout that I had previously. Alright. Nice, yeah, so it's like nice and it's starting to melt all that cheese. Sauce is like definitely starting to thicken, oops, I feel like as well, which is nice. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's definitely looking good. Alright, so I'm gonna get a bit of mustard. So key, if anybody doesn't know, mustard does a really good job of bringing out the flavor of cheese. So if you add a bit of mustard powder to your mac and cheese, it will accentuate the cheese flavor. And I promise, as long as you don't use too much, you won't taste mustard. You will just taste delicious cheese. Go. Alright, let's just get a little pepper in there. Just a little bit. And then I do want to taste this. Ooh, yeah, that needs some salt. Alright, let's give this a little stir. And see how we're doing here. Getting so close, y'all. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So, whoops, new spoon. Note to self. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Al. Thanks so much for joining me. I will let you know. I'm sure it'll be okay. Thanks for joining me, my dude. I appreciate it. Needs just a little bit more salt. There we go. That's probably good. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with me while I cook. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Al, Roll for Need, Chisel. I think Chisel's left. Phoenix, AK. Mario, if you're still there. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All right. I'd say that's ready to go. So, whoa dear, we're gonna take our pasta. We're gonna add that in there. Oh, thank you. Look at you guys, being all kind to each other and shit. It's just what the world needs more of. There we go. All right. There we go. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Oh, y'all. Doesn't that look good? All right. Let's get this bad boy. And then we're just gonna, oops, not make a mess, hopefully. Oh, look at that, y'all. Is that not perfect? Oh my god. Ha. Alright. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, let's just make sure we got a nice even sauce to pasta distribution here. Nice. Alright. Well, looks pretty good to me, y'all. Alright, so yeah, you may be wondering why you have some leftover cheese. And it is for expressly this purpose, because there's nothing better than just a little bit of, because when we bake this, you know, you get a little bit of that cheese on top. Just kind of creates like a, I was gonna say like a skin, which is just what you want when you're, you know, eating food. And we're also gonna put breadcrumbs on this as well, or panko crumbs. So like, yeah, this is not the only cheese slash topping that's gonna be going on this bad boy. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Let's get our butter. All right, so yeah, guys, we're like down to the nitty gritty. We're almost done, guys. Look at this. Thank you so much. I think it looks fucking awesome, right? And like, look at that. Okay, I was like concerned about like whether this, like how this would fit in the container. It actually fits perfectly. So yeah, very excited. Look at that. Perfect, y'all. All right. Great. So there's our butter. Here's our panko. Not nearly enough panko, but that's fine. Let me just, I was like, I feel like this might actually be too much butter. So let's just get rid of a little bit of this. Alright, let's just save that over there. Alright, let's put our panko in here. You're supposed to technically have 2 cups of panko. This is only like 1. But that's fine. So yeah, I'm just mixing my panko right now with some butter. Let's just add a little bit more of that, shall we? Can't hurt anybody. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt to that. Oh yeah. And now what we do is we take this extra bit of stuff that we have here, whoops, and we're just gonna add it in. So then you get like cheesy pieces that are covered in like buttery panko. And then we're gonna put all this on top as well. Make sure I get all that panko out. All right. So there we go. Just kind of trying to get that like a good mix, you know. Oh yeah, y'all. Does that look good? Okay, just that last little bit of crumb. Ha! Look at that. Alright. So, before that goes bye-bye, I'm just going to take a quick picture because I want to just commemorate this. Oh yeah. Okay, so now let's get this over her. Ooh, that's hot. Ow, so hot. Alright, so then this is our mashed potato for our shepherd's pie. Alright, so, oh my gosh, can you imagine if I dropped that mac and cheese? That would have been such a disaster. Alright, so let's just give you the full angle here on our shepherd's pie. So what I'm going to do is, let's just see here. Just like, oh no, oh no. It's too soft, y'all. This is why people use a piping bag for this. Alright, y'all. It's like, enough of this. You have piping bags. There's no excuse. Alright. That's how you do it. You piping bag it. So we're gonna piping bag it until we're just like gonna fully cover the surface, and then we'll spread it from there. I debated for a hot second just like freezing it and then putting the potato, but I was like, oh, but then like the potato, how will that work? Anyway. Now let's get handy little spreader doodad, which, aha! Alright, so we got our little spreader. Oh yeah, that's how you do that. So yeah, the key is just to get them all spread and then spread them, because otherwise, oops, got a little gravy peeking up there, that's fine. Look at that, y'all. Nice. Okay, I'm going to try not to get too fancy with that, just because it's possible I might have to fix it later. Alright, let's do our second one. I think this amount of potatoes actually is going to be just about right. Oops, dear. I just dropped those potatoes on the floor and I'm going to waste. Too many spatulas in this bowl and this pot, y'all. Alright. Get out of the way. I'm trying to make my shepherd's pie here. All right. All right. I just want to take a picture of this too. Cool. All right, y'all. Last little bit. Perfect. Whoops. Okay. Home run here. All right. Now let's spread these bad boys. Yeah, thank you, my dude. Looking smooth AF, right? That's like the hardest part I found so far of this. Is the smooth potatoes. All right. Whoops! One of my tasting spoons fell on the ground. Alright, get those in the dishwasher. Okay, so I'm gonna be able to put just a little bit more, so I figure might as well. Let's do that. Let's just load these bad boys. Alright. Perfect. Alright, just that last little bit, just to make sure that these are like super full. Do you guys hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear my cat screaming. You imagine we deliver these to my friend and they're like, why does this say roll for need on it? Just a big chunk of potato in my mashed potatoes. Alright, y'all. I'd say that's looking pretty darn good. There we go. Just get that last little bit of tater in there. Perfect little, you know, want that perfect distribution. All right, great. So now we're just gonna let those cool. Yeah, she's thank you very much. My cat is screaming at me. So this will be the last. Oh my gosh, you can hear them. Okay, you can hear her. So this will be my last act of the stream. I am gonna grab my cat. It is show cat time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a lot of fun. Look at all that we have accomplished. My kitchen is a total bomb right now. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but that's fine. I think this food, I think my friends are gonna greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's grab the cat. BRB. One sec. Oh god, she manages to just like as soon as I pick her up, she manages to get her claws like right into my neck. Ow, ow. Hey, look at that. Who's that? Who's that? Do you guys see? Do you want to say hello? She's so quiet now, of course. She's so loud until I pick her up, and then as soon as I pick her up, she's just like, "Why are you doing this?" Hey, you really shouldn't be in here by this food. Ah, yes, yeah. Thank you, Titanium Chef. Thank you so much for the Thank you so much for the what is it called? For the raid. I appreciate it so much, my dude. Yeah, it is actually. Her nose has gone down a little bit. Her nose is not as bad. So anyway, she says bye. Oh my god, she hates this so much. I will be right back. I'm gonna put her down. Oh. All right, y'all. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate y'all so much. This has been like a long stream for me. Normally, I feel like I only stream for like 2 hours. So yeah, she is. She's like the most perfect cat. I was away and like a couple of my friends' cats like don't like me. So being able to be with the kitty that loves me. Oh, it's so nice to be home. Except she just scratched my neck when I picked her up. Oh. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. This has been so fun. Thank you for joining me. I will be back hopefully next week, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with work. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday evening. And I will see you again. Once again, if you're watching and you want to give me a follow, you can do that. I am on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. We'll see how much longer I'm on Twitter. I don't know. Now that Elon Musk has bought it, I don't know about that, man. Thank you, Roll for Need. I appreciate you so much. And thank you, Titanium Chef. Yeah, you have a great night or day, whatever it may be. If anyone's interested in joining our Discord, we have like, I'll post some cool pictures there, and we do like memes and just like jokes like that. So thank you guys again. Good night, everybody. Let me just see. Am I missing anyone? I don't know if people are still there, but of course, Roll for Need, my number one guy, Chisel, Phoenix, Mario, if you guys are still there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Bye.